Hello, everyone. Welcome in. It is good to see you. Thank you for being here to mod Mini Panthers, Jenny Machete. Be kind to everyone. Donna Z. I truly appreciate you taking the time to be here today, along with everyone in the chat, the bushes, and my replay crew. Thank you all. And if you're a first time visitor, welcome in. If you are someone who has been here sponsoring, membering, visiting, supporting, watching those videos, which is so appreciated, welcome back. And I truly do appreciate you. Thank you so much for gifting a membership. Be kind to everyone. We missed you dearly and are so glad you are back. That is so kind of you. And please be kind to everyone if you receive that special gift. This is also credit to Be Kind to Everyone. Sorry, my phone's going. This is also credit to Be Kind to Everyone, which is our opening song. Thank you so much. And I am going to play it now.
We gather here as a family, searching clues to find the missing kids around this world, searching far and wide, things that make us cry. Sometimes they are found safe, but many don't get out alive. We fight for justice, for the voiceless. We help one another look for evidence, turn it in and hope they listen to the clues we found, even if it is small. These children are blessings and didn't ask for this. But some aren't even given simple things like love, a little hug, I'm proud of you, just a compliment. Crime Time Buzz is always there looking for answers and help us find you out there. Are you hiding from someone that hurts you? Or did they remove you from this earth because they simply didn't care? Just so you know, America cares. We cry. You notice that you're missing from a dinner table, a holiday, another birthday come and gone. God is with you, my darling, we're trying to find you, searching every day, just so you can play another day. Don't give up on those that really care. You are precious and beautiful, smart and kind, and tomorrow we hope to find you. You are precious and beautiful, smart and kind, and tomorrow we hope to find you.
Thank you all for being here this evening. Real quick, I put out a community post today. We are having an ugly holiday sweater competition. Hi, Raymond. Hello, everyone coming in. Hey, Cat Lady. YouTuber, thank you for being here to mod. We are having a holiday sweater, ugly holiday sweater competition. The winner will receive a prize. I put out a community post today of how you can enter. Anyone can enter, first timers, visitors, subscribers, members, those who hang out in the bushes, our replay crew, anyone. So the directions are in community post. Take a photo of yourself wearing your ugly sweater, send it to crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. In the subject line, put ugly holiday sweater contest. And don't forget your YouTube handle in the email. So if you are a winner, I can announce it out loud without giving your government name. And please make sure that you get it to me by December 20th. And our holiday party this year is going to be December 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The winner will be announced that evening. There will be a prize to be announced. And we're also going to do trivia again, kind of Secret Santa style, like we did on Mother's Day, where if we get enough donations for gifts, like we did on Mother's Day, and I already have one donation. Thank you so much, Town Jack Cafe. We will be doing the same thing we did on Mother's Day, where the first person's name who is spun through StreamYard gets to choose out of all the gifts, The second person can either take their gift or one of the others, and we keep going until the end, kind of virtual Secret Santa style. And that will be with trivia. We're going to have a good time too with trivia. So join us December 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to get into that ugly holiday sweater competition, be sure and send your stuff to your photo wearing your sweatshirt. You can block out your face if you want to crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. Oh, thank you. Be kind to everyone. Be Kind is going to donate 3 items. Thank you, Be Kind. We all know how beautiful your items were during Mother's Day. Thank you so much for that. So 3 items. I'm also going to be donating some Crime Time Buzz merch. So we are talking today. Let me stop sharing this and get to our thumbnail. I really want to focus on today fear and loathing in, hold on, let me make sure I'm not sharing the wrong, maybe I didn't pull it up. Hold on, my friends. Okay, let me get to Canva real quick. I apologize. Sorry, everyone. Slow start tonight. We are discussing fear and loathing in Sumner County. This looks like some people we know, right? So thank you, Be Kind, again. I truly appreciate it. And again, thank you for the gifted Crime Time Buzz membership. You all are amazing. Julie wants to know what kind of items we're looking for. Virtual gift cards would be great. Let's see. Last time we had, if you make something, we had beautiful jewelry, mugs. We had, I'm trying to think here. We had so many beautiful handcrafted items. Also, virtual gift cards are easy to do. I'm going to donate merch. So anything that, if you're crafty or you want to just go on and get an Amazon virtual gift card, something like that, or sign up for that. The lighted wine bottle, that's right. We had that. We had lots of amazing gifts. I mean, jewelry, mugs, tumblers. I can't think of everything. The lighted wine bottle, several necklaces. It was a lot of fun. It really, truly was. So looking forward to it. And welcome in, everyone. So fear and loathing in Sumner County. You still have your necklace, Robin? That's wonderful. Yes, I remember Raymond donated that to you. So I've been thinking about kind of the state of Sumner County. And when we watch other cases around the world, you did call in that day, Raymond. Yes, that's right. I remember that. Yes. Y'all, that was a fun day. Hi, Chips Ivano. Thank you for being here. Tamad. So it was a lot of fun, and I hope you'll join. Oh, Julie Ballinger, thank you. Providing 2 items. Okay. If you want to email me with what the items are, Julie, or you can tell me now, whatever you want, I will put them on a list for everyone. So 2 items. Thank you. And then I'm doing merch, and Town Chat's doing a virtual card. Okay. You all are amazing. Amazing, amazing. So I've been watching other cases around the world, as we do. And oftentimes, what takes a solution, an answer, a recovery, a rescue, is unity. And I want to talk about this topic because I think, there hasn't been unity around this case. And for some reasons that I think are very, very disappointing. And I want to talk about that and how it has turned into fear and loathing. And by the way, as you, I'm sure, have heard, it is Charles Ramsey is going to be joining the team. If you didn't watch my video, go watch it. Charles Ramsey is the neighbor who heard something, saw something, kicked a door in, even though he had a relationship with the person, the neighbor. He kicked that door in and rescued 3 women and a baby. He is going to be joining the Sebastian Rogers case as well as many others. And I think that's really important because when we educate ourselves on what in hindsight he could share with us, that gut feeling, that instinct, did he see something he wished he had acted on earlier? Did other neighbors see something? Did they have something, an instinct that something was wrong? And we educate ourselves and we continue to learn what we might miss, what might have not been assigned to us. That kind of education can save kids' lives. And when we start doing that as a community, we start scaring the criminals because unity scares criminals. And as we've seen in this, as we have seen, thank you, be kind, as we have seen in this case, whoever is responsible for what happened to Sebastian Rogers, and we have our opinions because when people don't tell the truth, of course, eyes are on them. And if they're just playing a game and thinking it's funny, then I stay on you till you clear yourselves. So I don't have pity that most of the world is looking at the mother and the stepfather because they have conducted themselves in a very poor manner when the child is missing under their watch. If they had nothing to do with it, again, I will say, they have conducted themselves disgustingly, in my opinion, when a child is missing. You can do more, you can do better, and you can do the truth. And when you don't have the truth, deception is what you have. And when you have deception, there's a reason. And if it's not the reason of being involved in a disappearance, because we're not accusing anyone, but we certainly have our opinions based on your mouths, your behaviors, and your lack thereof behaviors, such as searching, hanging flyers, advocating in a proper way without the F word and accusations about trespassing. How about you have that emotion, that aggressiveness behind your words when you're trying to defend, protect, and bring Sebastian home? That's when we want to hear it. So this is a point of fear and loathing, and I'm going to be straight out honest. Law enforcement has not created unity in their town amongst their constituents. They have not created unity with other resources and agencies, and they have not created unity at all with the general public. Why? Because they did not, or how, I'll say how, they have not communicated to their immediate public and constituents public safety for 2 years. They have wondered who in the world crept into their neighborhood, allegedly. And by now, most, I'm sure, know the reason that likely may have not been told is because they're living amongst them. But they deserved a statement. They deserved to know what we hear in other cases saying, keep your doors locked. We're not sure who's responsible. Or you all are safe. We have an idea of what's going on. Not whispers to friends, whispers to partners, whispers to specific neighbors. No, the world, the locals, the people who care about Sebastian Rogers. And that lack of transparency bred mistrust. Many people in Sumner County are they loathe those there to protect them, the elected officials who know but aren't speaking out. the elected officials who don't know but should speak out regardless based on one of their own. And it goes on and on and on. Like they loathe the step grandparents because of their behaviors and mouth, especially Terry. How about Melissa? People loathe Melissa because of her own mouth. This is alleged, in my opinion, from observations of hearing things out there. And fear. I think we had criminals living in Sumner County, allegedly, in my opinion, walking around living their best life with confidence. But let me tell you, when they start hearing someone like Charles Ramsey's on the case, and he doesn't give a rat's you know what about kicking a door in if he thinks someone's got a kid in a basement or three, I think some people are getting a little scared. When they hear the United Cajun Navy's ready to search, they're creating a plan of action. When it's ready, it's time, they will go. So those threats aren't working. They're coming back, and some are staying, and more are joining. So that breeds fear and desperation because they thought they were living their best life, whoever this is. But these two have a missing child under their watch, not his kid. He is biologically has nothing to do with Sebastian other than living in the home. And the reason he would never answer the question of when they got married, his answer was always, he's been in Sebastian's life for half of his life, is because they were married. I believe it was February 14th-ish of 2022, around there. That's why. It's a new marriage. But he can't just say that. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. We're going to bring out a lot of deception tonight and things like that. When you're asked a direct question, how long have you been married? There is a very equivalent answer. It's called numbers, Littlefoot, days. But he dodged it with, I've been in his life for half of his life. That wasn't the question. And now we see the truth. They weren't married for half of his life. That's how he works, and we need to watch that. His little semantics and games, crystal clear. He stood on that porch. He walked through that front door and stood on that porch. Let me make it crystal clear. Well, now that crystal clear story's altered, hasn't it? So when someone says crystal clear, that's a red flag to start looking for deception because they're trying to snow you and sell you on what they're going to say. The truth doesn't have to be sold. Thank you, Julie. Oh, have fun at softball pack. Oh my goodness. Julie says, I will email you after softball practice tonight. I'm just leaving basketball practice. Well, aren't you something else? Good for you, Julie. Good for you being so active. And it's happening, and I do believe people are getting scared. They know there's correspondence from the White House. They know the White House is aware. Have they jumped in yet and provided resources? Not that we know of, but we do know they're aware. The FBI is aware. Homeland Security is aware. Big people are aware. And when you hear other people, what was meant to happen was this was supposed to die down. But instead, it's escalating. It's escalating because this is the time of the investigation where other people get involved because leads are stagnating. There's absolutely no information from law enforcement, not even so much as saying the name Sebastian Rogers. So other agencies start to come in because what we do with this true crime community is we don't give up. And I don't think they expected it to be escalating and getting larger. But when you have heroes coming in, like Charles Ramsey, they don't care who the person is. They're going to help. And I really, really, really hope that Charles talking about the case and heroism will spread to all the neighborhoods and communities with missing children. People who are afraid to talk, people who have been allegedly intimidated not to talk, people who just normally by nature don't like to get involved. But when we as a world start getting involved and start saying everything we see and hear, all of it, we will start saving children's lives from this point forward. We don't need fear and loathing in a missing child's case. We need unity and success. And through that is going to come education. It's going to come with people who want to be involved. It's going to come with many values for our world, valuable things for our world, because if we can get a handle on this and people know everyone's going to speak up, okay, then they're going to watch themselves. They're going to think twice before snatching our children. Fear began in Sumner County that on February 25th, 2024, when Sebastian Rogers left the Texas Roadhouse, captured on camera, and was never seen again on camera. Fear resonated through Sumner County. Fear resonated through his father's soul. Fear resonated through the neighborhood in Hendersonville and all of Hendersonville. Fear resonated through the United States and now the world. It's a scary thing. Fear because no one wants that to happen to them. That's one fear, right? The other fear is those responsible don't want to get caught. Another fear is people who may allegedly covered things up being caught because they will be held accountable. Thank you, Raymond. And then the loathing begins. People loathe their protectors right now. They don't trust them. The silence is unnerving and speaks volumes. The jokes about crime are being a strong word. Call it snuggle struggle. And what's the other one they recently posted? I mean, they think it's all a joke. Oh, if you're about to commit a crime, eat a biscuit. No one's been arrested mid biscuit. That kind of stuff. Okay. That doesn't show strength for crime. That shows we laugh about crime. We make a joke about it. We're not strong in crime. And therefore, criminals living their best lives. And when I say criminals, when you lie to police, you're a criminal, in my opinion. When you can't keep a story straight, when your child's missing, you're involved in something, even if it's just being a liar. But fear and loathing is what's been bred from this investigation, the way it's been handled. Thank you, Let Them 66. I'll be right there for all of you. The way it's been handled, it began with an Amber Alert that didn't include a vehicle description when neighbors knew they had a vehicle on their cameras and were being told, and then no description of people when neighbors said, we see someone carrying a big black thing through the houses, between the houses. Oh, you don't see that. So that breeds lack of trust. When camera footage was not picked up from Warsham's right nearby. Thank you, Cecilia. I'll be right there. You all are amazing. Right by Texas Roadhouse. They didn't get it. Dogs team did. Where's when I have received emails And this is the God's honest truth. And I'm not going to say who they're from because they're scared in Sumner County, but I've been sent things they think, things they, you know, have, and saying, if anything happens to me, you keep this. That is not a county that has been served properly, in my opinion. That's a county, and it's a county that knows something's wrong, but is afraid to say something's wrong. Why would they be so afraid? Repercussions. Is that how a county should live? You know, sometimes you clean house and it's a darn shame no one ran against the sheriff, because sometimes when you clean house and you get fresh eyes, you bring kids home. Not saying a sheriff did anything, was involved, not accusing. However, a shoddy investigation, in my opinion, is obvious. Okay. And I think, in my opinion, it could be true embarrassment as to why they're not using unity. Because unity in law enforcement, they don't care if you watch those missing kids cases, those manhunts. It's not about ego. It's about achieving the goal. People call in the marshals to get kids. People call in the marshals to get kids. Let me pause for 1 second. If you're in the bushes, let them 66. Thank you for your $2 donation support to the channel. Thank you for all you do. Love ya. You are very welcome, and I truly appreciate you, and back at ya. Without you guys, this is nothing. Thank you, Jay, for your hard work. By Cecilia Wen, 340. Thank you, Cecilia, for your $2 donation. And I truly appreciate it and love having you here. Thank you. And then Be Kind sent a super sticker. We're so glad to have you back from your honeymoon. Thank you for the $3 super sticker donation. I will put it towards channel production and equipment. And Minnie, thank you so much too, my friend, for your $2 donation and your beautiful cats. Raise me or match me. Let's go. Thank you, my friends. You're amazing group of people, truly. Truly, truly. So it began with an Amber Alert when vehicles weren't included that some knew they saw, where there was no, I need help, maybe we need help identifying this vehicle. It was perplexing. When the stepfather announced he knew what license plate readers were out, that was perplexing. But he said he doesn't know now, but he knew then. That's even more perplexing. How do you know that then when your stepson's going missing, but not now? I mean, if you're kind of a stats guy, one of those, and nerd or techie, however we want to call it. And I'm not saying nerd in a negative way. I wish I were a techie nerd, believe me. If that's your thing, then you keep up on it all the time. That's your protocol, normal behavior. But why just around then? It's interesting. Also, knowing when the retention pond, knowing the height of the retention pond based on his body up to his knees. He, at the time, but he wasn't the one, but he didn't know now. After. Sue Jones, please put in my opinion or a link if you could. I don't want anyone to get in trouble. Please use in my opinion or allegedly. I just want everyone to make sure that you watch yourselves. But yes, please, Sue Jones, if you could let me know if you have a link where I can see that, or if you meant in your opinion. Thank you so much. Gypsy says, let's keep it going. Let's help support the channel we love. Thank you, Gypsy Vano. And thank you for being here to mod in that sweet donation. And I always love looking at your picture. It's adorable. So Unity, for instance, let's talk about Michael Vaughn's case. I learned that Chief Huff, remember, they didn't have much to go on. They had nothing for a long time. And what I learned is Chief Huff, because a lead chief or sheriff can request assistance, Chief Huff reached out to Cold Case Foundation and said, "Can you guys help us out? Please, we need a fresh set of eyes on this." And they were looking for Michael Vaughn. Well, when the Cold Case Foundation was called in, that resource is over 200 retired professionals, okay? Valuable, invaluable. And now we have arrests. One arrest, Brandon Shurtleff just got out of jail, so we'll see what happens if there's going to be an arrest there, or with Sarah, who is in jail, and Adrian Lucian is on the run. But the point is, there's an arrest, because it's not about ego. It's about saving lives and reaching the goal. The U.S. Marshals, when they went to Florida this month, I believe, home for the holidays, 122 kids, I think, were rescued. When the marshals go out, kids are brought home. But you have to want to achieve that goal and put your ego away. And if it is relationships, and we saw this with TBI and some others in some other cases, TBI was asked to step away from the Holly Bobo case from Tennessee because of certain circumstances. Sometimes you just need to remove them from a case. And I am going to be covering the Holly Bobo case. Are you all interested in that case? Holly was from Tennessee. They're not sure right now that they have the right person behind bars. And they said there was some misconduct by TBI, alleged they had to move away from the case. They later came back. Okay. But it's a Tennessee case, and it shows a little history of some misconduct in cases. So I'll put out a poll to see if you all are interested. I think it's a really interesting case. It's coming back in the spotlight because they are thinking that they may, I just saw it pop up today and I wanted to watch it and I didn't have time, and I'm going to after this, that they did not have the right person. So we will go ahead and see. It's quite a story. Again, there is some misconduct in there that's been identified. It is not the first time I've heard of misconduct with TBI. Yes, it's called, oh, yes, Be Kind. If you're in the bushes or on replay, Be Kind says, Jake at Crime Time Buzz, might one think about creating a wish list that those that want to gift items can gift items needed. Sure. I'll do it through Amazon, just small things, maybe just virtual cards. What do you think? Well, yeah, I think I'll put together a wish list for the party. Thank you so much. Great idea. I think as we educate, it will start to help. But there is fear, there is loathing in Sumner County, but yet no one has stood up to run against them. Hey, Poppy Love. Hello, everyone in the house. No one has stood up to run against the sheriff. And maybe if the sheriff just called in fresh eyes, that would be great. Just call in the Cold Case Foundation, call in the marshals. The thing that I'm afraid of is there was never crime scene tape put up. I mean, that's first step number one. People were not separated. People have not been re-interviewed and separated. The stepfather has a rule that law enforcement abides by according to him. Okay. And that rule is they have to be together, safety in numbers. None of it makes sense. Oh, Jay, even for things needed to do your channel. Oh, you mean for a wish list for the channel? Absolutely. I already have a whole, yes, I will absolutely do a wish list for the channel. Thank you so much. Be kind to everyone. That's a great idea. So what do we do about it? Well, right now, a lot of focus is on the retention ponds, and it does make sense. They didn't stop trucks from digging and moving dirt, but yet had dogs running through there. The dog jumped into the pond. He was a tracker, but who he was tracking the last scent? Well, who the heck walked into the pond in February? I believe there was a white cap found or something like that in the pond when it was drained. There were 3 ponds. Also, some are going with in that neighborhood of the construction when they were laying concrete. Could that have been what was something that was going on? I know this is very triggering. I do still believe, I do in my hope of hopes, I'm going over people's theories. I do in my hope of hopes believe Sebastian is still with us and that allegedly the last person with him, because that's who you look at, obviously, is responsible in my opinion. And whoever is responsible with her, fine. But she's the last person. Show me any case where the last person wasn't either arrested, not cleared, or ended up doing it. Or cleared. Cleared because they're truthful. But we're dealing with the last person who had Sebastian not telling truth. And that is not an accusation, that is a reality. If you look at all of her interviews, things change. We go from noise to thud. Now Brandon calls it a bang. Her bedtime has changed so much. She changes bedtimes more than we change you know what's. Okay? The dogs were in the pen when they're normally not when she's alone. They had Operation Blackout that night, not a single light on, which we know is not normal because we've had drive-bys showing the light on at night before they stopped living there. They've left the home. They don't want anyone on the sidewalk. They don't want anyone near the fencing. They don't want anyone on their property or any family property. So you know where everyone, the law enforcement, not everyone, law enforcement should be all over those family properties, and they should be all over that house because Sonny Weatherford said he saw him go in, never saw him come out. So guess what? We're all still looking at the house. And there's a reason they're bulldogging that house like Doberman pinchers. They never did that for Sebastian, did they? Oh, yay! YouTubers here. Happy first Crime Time Buzz birthday to me. Thank you for supporting the channel, my friend. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Be kind to everyone. I worry about that as well. There was a comment that I still believe Sonny was taken out allegedly. You know, it's just there's so many coincidences that we know what we say about coincidences, right? Oh, you all are amazing. Thank you. I truly appreciate you. So, sorry, I don't mean to keep changing. I just want to keep my thoughts in here because when other counties and cities and states and countries are watching this case, it's appalling to them. First of all, they can't believe there's been not even so much as a statement. Here to remind you that Sebastian Rogers still has an active Amber Alert. This is an ongoing case. Anything, there's nothing. They cannot believe it. Second of all, I've shared with you, many people think Sebastian's mom has passed away because they never see her. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Michelle says, I thought Sonny's death was suspicious, in my opinion. I have always felt that. You, me, and a million others, my friend. It's just odd. So she's not truthful, and we can say that because she can't tell 12 truths, one for each month. There's one truth. Well, now it would be 24 truths. It's almost been 2 years since Sebastian Rogers has been missing. In 3 days, Sebastian Rogers will be 17 years old. Sebastian was 15 when he was taken. The last person Sebastian was with his mother. Who else would you like us to look at? Please tell us. Because his mother has made it. Sonny Weatherford said he went into the home and he never came out. His mother has said, we were home all alone. And it was a locked house. And then she says even further on Nancy Grace, only immediate family can access it. Then we find out that's Mama Socks, Melissa. Hi, K Chiefs for style. Melissa. Hi, wannabe sleuth and something. Melissa, Katie, Sebastian, and the stepfather. And Sebastian, according to Sonny and many and law enforcement, he didn't leave. So let's talk about this. The neighbors know, the people in Sumner County know that she's not telling one story. The people in Sumner County know that their neighbor, is walking around living her best life while her child is missing. The people in Sumner County, again, know she was the last one with Sebastian, and they know she has not been cleared. Now imagine the confusion, but nothing's being said. No explanation. The feeling that the constituents don't deserve one. Allegedly. So, last one with him, last one seen in public with him, get home, lock the doors, claiming to be home alone, formed her own alibi there. Okay. When he's gone in the morning, she says the doors are locked. Law enforcement's also said no sign of breaking and entering. Now, again, what investigative skills were used to determine that? Hopefully good ones, but no breaking and entering. So where does that put us, everyone? That puts us to Katie Proudfoot being the only one with Sebastian, saying no one else was in the home. Law enforcement saying he never walked out on his own. So there you have it. Unless she opened the door and let someone in, she knows, in my opinion, what happened. It's creating fear because they're seeing if you do something to a child, sadly, you're still going to be living amongst us. That is my opinion. People are having contention inside the neighborhood. Those mad at those who spoke mad at those who didn't. Shades closed, don't want to get involved. It is not a place of comfort and safety. Many are resenting all the officials, the ones who stood at that command post. You know who you are. So do we. Sheriffs, detectives who don't answer emails, who are lying, according to Seth Rogers, to his face, to him. There's no room for this. A jail where people are talking about being accosted in there. It's disgusting. You know who's in charge of the jail? The sheriff. The one who thinks rape is a strong word. So I guess it wouldn't be a shocker if someone's rubbing their you-know-whats against a female inmate or something, right? It's just a terrifying place. Then you talk about all the housing going on. They have 4 houses. Oh, People know about this. Now it goes down to 2 in different name. Oh, now we're at 1. Where's the other one now? It's like the mortgage shuffle going on there, allegedly. How does a detective have an $800,000 almost home? Who looks like he's in his 30s. Yes, you could do well, but on that salary, would you? It's equivalent to a teacher's salary, in my opinion. How about numerous homes for people? How about when their assessment's $99 on a huge big home? Doesn't that kind of make you scratch your head? How about when big agencies say there is generational corruption in Sumner County? So it's been going on so long, people are very afraid. Hi, Nicey. And instead of unity, we have ego or embarrassment because not even so much as crime scene tape was put up. So imagine thinking this is going to be a small case. It's a runaway. We treated it as a runaway instead of doing investigation 101, where you treat it like a crime has been committed. And if it hasn't, you have still investigated. So if it has, you have the investigation top notch. If that's not done, do you want to look like, and it goes so high profile? What do you think? Do they want the world to see the marshals or Cold Case Foundation saying, what the heck? Where's your notes? Yes, YouTuber, it's switching around. The comment was all in Mrs. Snuggle Struggle's name, allegedly. But it wasn't when the case began. Yes, Raymond, he has $1 million plus home now. He built it in 2024. He bought the land for $167,000 in 2020 when the going rate would have been $500,000, and listed on it is an auction company also, in which we would like to know, was the auction posted legally, properly? Was the date changed and posted? Who bought it? Whose name was it in? Kind of stuff. Looking into it. Hi, Pamela. So it's just devastating. But what it is it's been bred by the behavior of law enforcement, in my opinion, and the lack thereof. And when those people started lying, regardless if they committed that crime, they should have been arrested. There is a child missing. You lie when a child's missing, you go behind bars. You're the last person seen with a child who goes missing, and you can't tell the same story twice. Any suspicion, you go behind bars till the child is found. That's how we find children. Raymond, I sure hope you're right. Raymond says he hears someone's going to get involved. YouTube, Cold Case Foundation person. But I have to see that. Raymond, can you send me a link? Public auctions should be posted. Another creator told me they saw some purchases in Sumner County through auctions. The dates had been changed, but not reposted. So that's what I'm that's what I have to get into. I've just been so busy. And I know some of you sent me emails on that. You're doing your research, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Raymond. I appreciate it. So there's so much going on. You got 3 cars, and I have images for you. I just did not prepare them for this one because I really wanted to talk about the state of Sumner County right now. We have 1 car going in 3 nights in a row, virtually around the same time. And some want to say, well, so what? What if it's a DoorDash and they like to eat at the same time? Please. Okay. I think that's ludicrous, but Show me some DoorDash receipts. Another thing is, well, what if someone gets home at the same time every night? Absolutely. But then they wouldn't come home, turn around, and go right back out of the neighborhood. Same car, same time. Premeditated, in my opinion. The car on the night before, sorry, just blanked the date. The car the night before, gray sedan. We all know gray sedan was caught on February 25th because county commissioners let individuals know. And then the day after, all around 3 a.m., 3:12, 3:15-ish. So first one, premeditated, could be planning, staking out. Second one, the event, the vanishing, in my opinion, or the cover-up. And the third one, what do you think they were doing there the night after? Nicey, I don't know. I will thank you, Raymond. Nicey, I'm not sure. No, I doubt it was. I don't know if it was a private auction, but we're going to find that auction information for the property and make sure it was done above board. Because according to Sean Taylor, the sheriff in Millersville, there is mortgage fraud going on, money being laundered through the home industry, mortgage industry in Sumner County. It ties the Millersville sighting at the Motel 6 ties to the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers and the child teeing and drug teeing ring and money going overseas because they have been hired by people overseas, allegedly. And he was gathering information. He had files and his office was raided by TBI. The files were taken. His home was shot up and he was hit head on in his car. Where's the sheriff of Sumner County on this? Where is he? Why didn't he come out and say, we're going to get to the bottom of this? We're going to find out who's doing this with our child teeing and drug teeing and money laundering. Oh no, not a word. Nothing. We need to bring Sebastian home. People like Charles Ramsey, people like you, people like me, you say something. Because what's going to happen in this, thank you, Janet. What's going to happen in this case when it goes to trial? Sources are going to be on the stands. Thank you, Raymond. Sources are going to be on the stands. Under oath. Every person in Tennessee is a mandatory reporter. Becky says, in my opinion, thank you for saying in my opinion, Adam Montgomery for Harmony, he has a new trial for a month. He has a new trial in a month? Thank you for letting me know. I will look that up. Yeah, I'm just tired of it. I think I would love to see a rescue, just like we got in the Cleveland 3. Someone kicking in a neighbor's door and bringing kids out. It's just, yeah, someone said he's too busy eating donuts, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, he's eating spaghetti. He's planning lots of spaghetti dinners. Eat spaghetti with the sheriff. Remember, he's running against himself. But he see how he cares for that campaign? He cares for it because he plans things. He talks about being sheriff. He's running for sheriff. He's holding events. That's what you do when you care about something. So we would see that about Sebastian. No one's asking him to put his entire investigation on the table. We're asking for transparency into what monster did this. What are you thinking? Hi, Maui. Right? And Charles is going to come in. By the way, we're going to do another show, I believe the same panel, and where Charles Ramsey will be there as well. The date will be released soon. And don't forget, we have a holiday party December 23rd, and we will do trivia and prizes and a kind of secret Santa drawing like we did on Mother's Day. First person to get the First person to get the prize name picked gets their first choice. The second person can take their gift or another. Third person can take either of those gifts or another, and so on and so forth. And then we'll do a couple trivia maybe and have prizes for that. And don't forget, send that ugly holiday sweater picture into crimetimebuzz@gmail.com and win a prize. The winner will be announced at the holiday party, December 23rd, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you must be present to win. So I want to talk a little bit about deception, because there's deception all around this case, in my opinion. There is deception coming straight to the father. He said it on TV from Brandon Carter, to the constituents from Eric Craddock, in my opinion, to everyone who's listening from Littlefoot and Katie. It's deception. And after 2 years, it's not going to go away like they anticipated. Hi, Yogi. And I want to talk about spotting a hoax. Remember when they first came out and said, it's crystal clear. He walked out that front door and stood on my porch. That is one of the first signs of a hoax. Extraordinary claim, where the speaker is expressing certainty about what happened despite limited evidence. And I'm reading from my amazing deception detective deck. So please go buy one from him if you have not. Mine was a sweet gift from Jen Benners. Definitely get the deception deck. And thank you again, Jen. Does the speaker express certainty about what happened despite limited evidence? That statement right there is one example. Second one, he ran away, walked out that front door in the middle of the dark, and he's never done it before. There you go. Is there a mismatch between their verbalized emotions and the actual emotions you see? Absolutely. When we see people saying, KP saying, I'm so upset, but there's not the tears, there's not the emotion, it's just the words. That often reveals a hoax. Being vague. Is the story unusually vague for the subject matter? Yes. Which leads me to this big elaborate narrative about Strike and Spare. And now we find out they were there 10 to 15 minutes, didn't go in the arcade, didn't bowl. BJ's. Oh, he got this amazing colossal popcorn. Doesn't exist. It's a colossal pretzel. We went to his favorite restaurant. He had salmon and asparagus. Why would you even lie about that? And then try and pass off the picture from before where they're sitting on the side of the booth together as that night. But the vagueness. Oh, and then we went for snacks. Well, no times are given. Have you noticed that? She doesn't give times. She just throws things out there. And then we went straight home. It's vague. Although she thought she could be vague because she threw many things in there. She's very vague about what Sebastian was doing for 2 hours before he went to bed. I mean, did he have his phone? Did he log into something proving he was home? Anyone can throw a hoodie over their head, especially someone who's watched Sebastian for 15 years and knows how he walks and carries himself, and in the dark of night look like they're him taking out the trash. So, why is she so vague? She added a lot of stops. But she didn't give details with any of them. She thought a bunch of fun day is going to make everyone think, great day, great relationship. I do interact with my son. I don't ignore him. I don't sit on my phone all the time. We smile and laugh and giggle. That's not true, by the way. Every time Chris Proudfoot talks about the videos and photos he talks about, well, even Seth's seen him. I've seen him every time I look at him that weekend. He was laughing and having a good time and smiling. Really? Show me one. Show me one smile from that weekend out and about. I would love to see it. He looks uncomfortable. He looks ignored, nervous, not happy. Not happy. And now we have United Cajun Navy is going to be searching. We have Charles Ramsey it's going to be called Neighbor-Led Intelligence, teaching all of us what to look for. What was he thinking? Because he knew the person. Instead of pulling the shades or pretending you didn't hear something from a friend or pretending a child didn't go missing in your neighborhood, we'll learn what to do. What to do. Because there is fear and loathing in Sumner County, and it's because there has not been unity, there has not been transparency, there has not been honesty. There are people walking around living their best life while a child's missing, and that just isn't cool. We're not going to stop. Sumner County needs to come to terms with that, because the longer it goes on, the worse they're going to look. And I certainly hope Chris McDonough and the Cold Case Foundation come in, because then we will have answers, in my opinion. Sorry I was a little later tonight, you all. I've just been so busy. I'm, as you know, I'm tutoring and doing other things going on, and I really want to apologize to you for coming on so late tonight. I know it's later than normal. I'm not going to stay on real long, but I wanted to there's so many red flags in this story, but I wanted everyone who watches this from around the world to know that people are scared in Sumner County. People are sending things, if anything happens to me, keep this. You see that kind of stuff in Dateline after the fact. It's terrifying. Neighbors don't want to discuss it. There's contention between neighbors, those who talk, those who won't. Their shades are pulled. They're terrified. The county is disheartened. They either can't stand the way the investigation is handled, or they're fearing what they're living around. There's a very small group, and you'll notice when he puts out a post, there's a very small group tooting his horn. They're the spaghetti group. Okay? Spaghetti dinner group, and his wife and stuff. They toot his horn. But you know what the others say? Oh, you cleared that real quick. How about finding Sebastian? That they let him know. Yep, eating spaghetti. Hold on, my phone's going off. Hold on. I can't even find where I put it. So we as a world need to change this. Hi, Margaret. Excuse me. Hi, Maria. Hey, Doodle Mom. We as a community need to change this. And that begins with neighbor-led intelligence, teaching each other what to look for, and never standing down. And if you have a sheriff who you don't trust or a chief of police, then you go one over their head. You don't just become complacent. And by the way, if you're living in a county that keeps voting down term limits, you need to get them out of there, because that breeds misconduct, corruption, and complacency. When you're living in Sumner County, where they recently voted that the public is not allowed to speak at their county commissioner meetings because it'll make them go too long, get them out. It is your county, not theirs, especially when they can't even speak up about what they know. And you know, and we know you know, and we know who you are. It's an absolute Unbelievable. And I hope the Cold Case Foundation is getting involved. I do. Because I don't want it to be, I don't want vagueness or lack of things not done, or arrests not made due to abuse and lies, allegedly, to keep Sebastian from being found, because that's not fair. So we need to bring Sebastian home. More people are joining in. It ain't going quiet, Sumner County. Littlefoot, it's not going away. Let's talk about Littlefoot's alibi. That's upset a lot of you. You've asked me, do I think that means Littlefoot has absolutely nothing to do with this? Absolutely not, in my opinion. I think he was smart enough to get himself on camera, someone driving by, seeing him there, but this was, in my opinion, a very premeditated plan that, in my opinion, he is very involved with, in my opinion, allegedly. And the reason I say that is because of him, his own big mouth, his own dumb behaviors, my opinion. How can you not look at him? He wants the attention. We're going to give it to him till they clear him. She hasn't even been cleared. She's out living her best life. Craddock, why didn't you clear a few people? Tell us who's cleared, please. Stop the madness. Make a statement. Wear Sebastian's shirt instead of your name on your own for sheriff. You don't even have an opponent. You don't need to advertise. You're running against yourself. Why are you spending money on spaghetti dinners when you can't even afford to put out flyers for Sebastian? You hit the budget? We'll take the spaghetti dinner budget, put it into flyers, and maybe the county will respect you. Maybe. But I think that's disgusting. So instead of breeding unity and success and a goal that all of us are precious, Sumner County has bred fear and loathing. But we're going to change that, because we're going to bring Sebastian home. We're going to change the way everyone around does something, says something, what to look for. Maybe there's things that if they happened right next to us, hi, Texas Plain Jane, we wouldn't even think they're a red flag. Well, most of us would, but there's people who might not. And maybe some we wouldn't, right? And that's what we're going to do, is we're going to talk about it. Make those citizen arrests, go over a chief of police, a lead detective, a sheriff, whatever it is, go over their heads. It doesn't stop with them. They want it to, but it doesn't. Someone's asking, what's in a Grinch meal? There was a line out onto the highway at our McDonald's. Oh, I don't know. My nieces and nephews, the babies will know. I'll ask the kiddos. So everyone, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Real quick, what was your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Mine was, let me think about this. Mine is always green bean casserole. I'm putting it in. That was mine. Socks and pickle seasoning for fries. That's your favorite? What is that? Oh, that, never mind. Oh, are you serious? They were giving out lime green socks. Was that just today? Pecan pie, cornbread dressing or collards from Gypsy. Minnie says pecan pie. Thank you, Emma. I'm just, they need to know it's not stopping. We're going forward. We're coming stronger. We will continue. Sebastian's army is strong. More people are joining in, and big eyes are watching. I'm just waiting for someone to swoop in and say, wow, enough's enough. Especially when they see certain images that look like certain people. Mine's not healthy. Green bean casserole is not healthy. It's filled with cream of mushroom soup. Green socks. I am going for a Happy Meal. Was it just today? Cranberry relish. Yum, be kind, everyone. Turkey leg and sweet potatoes, candy yams, deviled eggs. Yes, that's my son's favorite appetizer. The turkey. Oh, right. Christy says her dressing. Interesting. Let Them 66 says my Thanksgiving was a huge hit. 18 family members came. Pulled pork was a huge hit, 15 pounds total. Yum. And Chicken Lady got Red Sox, Raymond said. Oh, it's going on for a few weeks, the Grinch meal. Good. Good. I'm going to get one tomorrow. And Minnie says, teach it's going on till gone. It's an adult meal, around 14 or 15 bucks, but you get Grinch socks. All righty. I want my Grinch socks. We're going to change this. That's what this is supposed to be about. Oh, you're having Thanksgiving this Sunday, Nicey? How nice. You know, it doesn't matter when you do it, does it? It matters when everyone can gather. Hey, Holly. We're going to change this because when we all start saying there's no excuse for your silence, and we start educating on things we can say, do, following our gut instincts, listening to heroes like Charles Ramsey and maybe others, and looking at what did they see? What did they hear? Or hearing about relationships. That shouldn't stop you from reporting a crime, right? You should never say, oh, well, that was a conversation I'm not willing to share. Really? You're not going to share a conversation that could bust open a case for a missing child. Hi, SI officer. Everyone, I want to thank you. We're going to get this changed. Charles Ramsey's coming on. We're going to hear what he has to say, educate us about what to look for in his neighbor-led intelligence. This is a great protocol. He has done it. He has been there. He had a relationship with the person who had the kids or had the 3 women and the baby in the house, and he kicked that door down. Raymond said it was just Chicken Lady and myself. It sucked. No kids this year. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, Charles for sheriff, that would be great. So would Seth, but they'd have to live there. And in my opinion, I agree with Seth. You know, he'd be in jail all the time for one thing or another. Hi, Caroline. Good to see you. Hey, Nicole. Haven't seen you in a bit. Did you get the Grinch socks? Oh, good. They're mid-calf. Thank you. I didn't even know about that. Don't forget the holiday party coming up. Thank you to those who are offering to contribute for our prizes for our little Secret Santa rotation like we did on Mother's Day, and a couple trivia prizes, and then the ugly holiday sweater prize. Go to the community post. Be checking the community posts each day from now to January or December 25th, because I will be posting something every day, along with the rules for the holiday sweater competition, which I posted today. And our party is December 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us. We always have a good time when we gather. And let's continue on. Oh, the Grinch socks come in all 4 colors. I guess we need all 4. What 4 colors? Lime green, red. What else do they have? Well, I will find out. I truly appreciate all of you. We're going to change the climate of our world today, one thing at a time. I know it says we can't change the world, but you know what? We can. We can. Hi, Cooper. We certainly can, because you know what we can do? Teal. Ooh, I love that. You know what we can do? we can make sure and educate ourselves and others and not allow this to happen. If you see someone dragging a child out in public, hi NHG, GRN, you're going to do something about it, not just watch, get in your car and hope that that child isn't being kidnapped. And we all have done it. There's nothing, we've all done it. But when we have communities with their leaders making fun of RAPAE and saying it's just someone had snuggle struggle, that's too strong of a word. That's what breeds the misconduct in the jails, rubbing up against inmates and things. Because my gosh, you know, the one in charge is the sheriff of the jails, and that's how he feels. That's how I see it, you all. He's in charge of the jails, and that kind of conduct's going on. Please send your ugly holiday sweaters to crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. Before December 20th, I will be picking the winner December 20th, announcing it at our December 23rd holiday party. And you must be present at the holiday party to win. There will be a prize. Hi, Kitty Catty. We have a new member, everyone. Welcome in, Kitty Catty. Welcome to the big happy family. We have a wonderful group of individuals, wonderful, passionate people. And we are going to bring these kids home and we are going to make change. We don't need complacency. We don't need people who are waiting for cases to die down or waiting for kids to turn 18 so the marshals don't come knocking. No, we need people who wear that badge with strength, power, and unity. We need those lead counties like J.D. Huff in Fruitland, where people know, look what he did. They didn't find him. They went to other agencies. They're now making arrests. We're not kidnapping anyone there. Let's go to the next town. And every town needs to show strength in their law enforcement leadership, solution of cases, strong theories and values on crime. Not if you're going to commit a crime, eat a biscuit. No one's been arrested mid-biscuit. That just tells people come here and commit your crimes. That's what it tells me. I mean, it doesn't tell me to come commit a crime, but if I were a criminal, I'd be choosing Sumner County. Many parts of Tennessee, right? But everyone, we are going to get off of here. I am going to go into a more detailed show. Usually I have a slideshow for you, things to share. Today you got Jay. Hi, Mrs. Nobody. Today you got Jay. A little bit of snarky Jay, a little bit of serious Jay, a little bit of frustrated Jay. But guess what? Jay is strong, and so are you. And the team is growing, and the army's growing. It's not going away. So therefore, people are fearful. So you have people who are fearful because they know something. People who are fearful because they're covering something and not saying something. And people who are fearful because they live in a town where they're hearing nothing. Then we have the loathing going on, the hate, the dislike. People who dislike their officials because they're not doing right by a child. People who dislike their neighbors living their best life after they've lied and had CPS records, allegedly. People who dislike harming and abuse of children, especially children with autism or any disability or any child at all, and are seeing it, that's not a priority, but spaghetti dinners for sheriff are. Put your money somewhere else. Put it where it matters and people would respect you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You love all J's. You love the snarky. You're all amazing. You truly are. It is a criminal case. He can't tell me it's not. And every time he says there's no sign of foul play, I think that's going to come and bite him in the you know what. It certainly is, because he will be showing the foul play. The neighbors have cameras. They have. You think they gave him the only one? Why do you think we're all seeing it? Right? So there's stuff to be seen, people showing it. Our next show, by the way, this show is because I put out a poll, and those of you, it was your choice between Summer, Anna Kepner, and Sebastian. or all three, and it was hands down Sebastian won. So that is, I am here for you on this. Our next Sebastian show, I will be creating about a little bit more about the evidence that is out there, because when we have big eyes watching, we want to keep putting the evidence in front of them till someone acts, right? So our next one's going to show the evidence down to the Apple Watch on her wrist, to the 3 a.m. sedan 3 days in a row, to many other things. So do not miss. We're also going to play the audio again. And that's what I wanted to do. Well, and I'm also going to play the audio of them defending their property. That needs to be heard. So what you see me showing next time is going to be kind of like a little clip for all the big eyes watching, kind of gathering information for them. From evidence down to things that have been overlooked and things that have never been addressed. So it's going to be a good one. Hit that notification bell, sub up to the channel. Sorry, it was a little different format tonight without the slideshow, without me sharing things, but I wanted to get up here and talk about the state of Sumner County, and yet he is going to be reelected because no one ran against him. Again, more complacency. More complacency. Please don't mention other creators in the chat. I know you mean well. Always, I agree with you, Kitty Catty. I'll have to go back and watch it. But we are going to end here for right now. I haven't had dinner yet. I'm going to go have dinner. And you are going to see me tomorrow evening as well. Please keep checking community posts for our holiday information. I do have a special guest who's probably coming and joining us for a little bit on our holiday party. I don't want to make that announcement until I double confirm, make sure the time and date I've set works. We're going to have a good time. So hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel. Please be checking the community posts every day. I'm going to be putting out polls of cases you want to hear about. I'm going to be posting about updates on cases that I'm not doing videos on, and of course, our holiday plans. So put me down, save the date, December 23rd, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to have a ball, a blast. I will also be on Christmas Eve just to spend some time together, Christmas Day as well, because no one wants to be alone. And sometimes some of us are. But guess what? You're never alone when you are a member, a sub, a visitor in the bushes with Crime Time Buzz, because we have a great community that pulls together. Have a great night, everyone. Blessings to you. Stay safe. And please keep keeping on. Let's bring him home, my friends. Let's bring home all the children. Talk soon. Kitty, it's okay. No worries. We all do it at times, I promise. Have a great night, my friends, and I will see you tomorrow. Talk soon.